This is FSD 11.4.7.3 from Monterey to Seaside. Right now I'm driving because I wanted to change the route from whatever the map was showing. At this part of the video, it's when the car is actually driving itself. It does pretty well. It does pretty well for the crappy version that I keep talking about. I still think these versions are pretty crap. Some of the issues in this version, and also the last two, have been the windshield wipers. They're just not very smart about when they come on. They do come on a bit now because it's raining, but I think they come up too often for the current conditions. This intersection perfectly highlights some of the issues with this version. It's very hesitant to turn left. It is an unprotected left, but there's nobody coming. But it's very competent as far as moving in and out of lanes. When it knows that it can be faster on the right lane, it just switches to the right lane, as you can see here. And then it goes back to the left lane because further down the road, you do need to turn left to go to the destination. In this intersection here, it turns left. It does it really well. There's also, the street is painted and it does use the lines in the street to navigate around, but it's raining, it's wet, you can't really see them, and it still does it really well. Again, this is a drive from Monterey to Seaside, going to a German restaurant to have dinner with a friend. And it went from Presidio of Monterey to Seaside, to my destination, without any interventions. This wasn't a thing. Even in March when I started using this, it's gotten so much better, but these versions are crap. So I think this commentary can give you insight into how much FSD has actually evolved over time. I started using it in March, and it's gotten so much better. And I still do complain about these versions. For whatever reason, they've gotten not so much worse, but they are a little bit worse. After they started working on FSD version 12, that would make sense. There's no point in spending a bunch of energy, time, and money in something that's going to be deleted because all of this code is going to go away. As this drive is coming to an end, I'm honestly quite shocked how well it has performed. It's pretty good most of the time, but sometimes it does things that are just weird and don't feel like they are regressions. I think I mentioned it in the last video, but sometimes on my way to work, I need to take an exit so I can get into the city of Monterey. And it needs to turn right, and it just turns left, which makes absolutely no sense to me. This morning, it turned on the left signal, and it quickly realized that was not correct. It stopped, and then it turned the right signal, and it got into the right lane. I really need to capture those moments because they are interesting. It shows you just how the system is thinking, but this drive has been pretty flawless. As we enter this auto mall, we begin to see what I talked about earlier in the video about the roundabouts and how long it takes. And this is a good example of some of the things that need to be improved. I don't know why it does this. But here, as we're coming up to the roundabout, it stops, which you're not supposed to be doing, because if there's someone in the back, it's a really good way to piss them off. And you can see how long it takes. It wasn't like that. I don't know why it's gotten worse. As we're near our destination, I'm thinking of just how these versions have not improved as much as I had hoped for. I know when we went from, because at one point in time FSD was full self-driving code in the city, and then it would revert back to the crappy autopilot code for the highway. When those merged, I saw a lot of improvements. I think improvements have slowed down, and I don't think they have slowed down, but it's partly because they're working on V12. So we'll see when that comes out. I'll make videos and compare it against this. But here I am at the German restaurant. It's delicious. I don't know what it's called. If you live in the peninsula, just Google German restaurant Seaside. It's delicious. So this is FSD 11.4.7.3. I have the newest update. I'll post some videos maybe this weekend and compare it against this. There probably isn't a whole lot to comment on just because they're working on V12, but I wanted to get this video out. I haven't done a video at night.